channel, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about when I used to be a Disney princess and how I actually hid my pregnancy for 6 months while I was a Disney princess. So I mentioned this in a past video and then it kind of became requested, and then I asked you guys on my Instagram what video you would rather see, and this was the winner, so we're gonna be talking about this today. So I do have to kind of start off with a little bit of a backstory because it is a little bit shocking. I believe I was 16 whenever I started actually being a Disney princess. I didn't work at the parks or anything like that. I worked at a business here in Las Vegas, and what we did was we became Disney princesses for parties and events. We did a lot of charity things as well, so that was a lot of fun, and that was my job. It's a lot more work than just putting on a wig and a dress and saying, I'm a princess. Like, it doesn't really work that way. You have to study a lot on the character that you will be friends with. We also sang any Disney princess song that came with the character, if that makes sense. So obviously Let It Go with Elsa, and so on and so forth. And it was a lot of fun. I'm really glad that I was able to experience it in my life, and we're just gonna dive right into the story. So as a lot of you guys know, I did become pregnant very, very early on. It was not planned, but I did get pregnant at 17 years old. So being that my main job was a Disney princess, I was scared shitless because obviously there's not a lot of pregnant Disney princesses, you know? So I knew I wouldn't be able to continue the job, which was really upsetting because I really did love the job. However, when I was pregnant, it became 10 times harder because, again, you are wearing so much. You are wearing a full-ass wig, especially if you're Rapunzel. You're wearing a hoop skirt. A lot of times you're wearing a corset, depending on the character. Our company preferred wearing corsets for every character. However, since I was 5'2" and 98 pounds, a lot of times I wouldn't be wearing a corset, so it was safe for me to do during pregnancy. It was a lot of work. You're wearing full makeup, fake eyelashes every day. You also have to think of the energy that you are exerting out of your body. Like, you're voicing that character, you are singing that character, you are bending over for every hug, making eye contact with every kid, and you have to be super energetic. So the first part of my pregnancy was very, very, very hard, trying to maintain being a Disney princess. Given that I was 17, I was nervous to tell anybody. I actually didn't tell anybody as far as like social media or like not close friends and family until I was 6 months. And that included all my jobs that I had because I had 3 jobs. But anyway, thankfully I didn't actually show until I was about 7 months, and that's kind of when I had to come clean. And that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, was tell my boss that I was pregnant, just because I looked up to her and we were all very, very close. So it was really hard keeping this from them, but I was also really scared of being judged and what they would say. And there was still a lot of things that were said behind my back that I did find out a little bit later on, which really hurt. But I do understand, obviously, teen pregnancy isn't, you know, the best cup of tea. So I wasn't too hurt, but just some of the things that were said wasn't the nicest. But yeah, I kind of just sucked it up and did it. One of my friends that was also a Disney princess, she actually knew. So a lot of the times we'd be like laughing, just like under our breaths, like, oh, girl, even though it wasn't really that funny. But yeah, it was really, really hard, especially because I live in Las Vegas, so it was hot. At the charity events, we would be out for 6 hours, 7 hours, and that was of course all our decision, but it was a lot of fun being there, and a lot of the charitable events meant a lot to each one of us individually, so it was really fun doing it. But it was really hard because we were out. I remember this one time, it was a run and we were out on the street. They actually like blocked off the street, and so when you are on the freaking street and it is 114 degrees and you are pregnant and nauseous, it's not the best thing. I almost fainted a couple times, and so luckily they did supply us with a lot of water and everything like that. So I was okay, guys, but it was pretty scary. That was probably one of the hardest charitable events, but one of the most rewarding and most fun. So I am really glad that I participated, but it was a journey, guys. I actually played not just one character, I played a few. I played Tinkerbell, I played Ariel, Rapunzel, and Sophia the First, and Alice, mainly because I am 5'1", so I am very, very, very short, and I was very tiny. I obviously look like a child. I look 12 still, so imagine what I looked like at 16/17. So I played more of the kid-aged princesses. They were very strict with exactly who played who. For example, I have gotten so many times on my YouTube that I look like Elsa, and then I should play Elsa, and yada yada yada. Guys, I'm 5'1". There are no heels made where I could be as tall as the Queen Elsa as much as I wanted to be. It's actually the song that I used to audition for, so I loved Elsa, but I couldn't play her because I was so short, and I feel like my face is a little bit too round for Elsa as well. She looks more so like a woman, or I'm 12. But yeah, I remember texting my boss and I wrote her a very long paragraph just kind of explaining my situation and me being pregnant and how it wasn't planned, and I hope she understands. And surprisingly, she was like super supportive about it, and I don't know, I just didn't expect it, just because teen pregnancy just kind of slaps you in the face. Like, nobody's like, oh my god, you're gonna be a parent, like, congratulations. It's like, what the fuck did you do? So it was very hard for me to finally do it, but I did it, and she was very supportive. And then from there on out, I kind of had to quit playing princesses just because I was starting to show. It was 7 months. I was very close to having my baby, and around 7 months is when I started having preterm labor signs, so I kind of had to go on bed rest, but not really. My doctor just told me to take it very easy and to kind of lay in bed a little bit more than usual, not full bed rest, if that makes sense. Being a Disney princess, I don't think you guys understand how much work it takes. It takes probably about 4 or 5 hours getting ready alone, especially when you are going to parties and stuff like that. You obviously want the party girl or party boy to have the best party ever, and you are kind of like the main attraction. So you want to be the best that you can be, and that is hard work. So I wasn't able to do it anymore, and I never actually went back to it. I was able to, we kind of talked about whenever I had my child and whenever I got back to my pre-pregnancy weight, that I would be going back as a Disney princess, but I never really reached back out to do it again, just because once I had my son, my whole life was surrounded around my son, and I just don't have too much time. All of my time is either doing YouTube, which is obviously my passion, and my son, which is my main passion. So you don't really have too much time. I had to get obviously a big girl job, and it just didn't work out. So I never really went back. I am still friends with a lot of my Disney princess pals, so that is really cool. I can't wait whenever Grayson is old enough, and then we could have like Spider-Man come, because mommy knows all the superheroes. Just saying, I'm friends with all of them. Or even if he wants Moana, because you guys know my son loves Moana, that is probably what I should do for his 2nd birthday. Hold up, there's a thought, let me make some calls. But yeah, it was ridiculously hard, and I don't recommend it, guys. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, definitely leave them down below and I will try to answer them. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video and have a great one, guys. Bye!